Donuts.
Welcome to the Dolls and Donuts podcast, episode 58. In today's episode, we'll cover what's going on in the animal rights community, what's been happening in Robin's Vegan Dollhouse, and we have some big changes to talk about. Yeah, so obviously we didn't have an episode our last episode was August 1st. So now it's October, so we didn't have an episode in September. We kind of prefaced this happening for many, many months. So my dad passed away on August 15th, so that's why we didn't have a September episode. So this is kind of the first time I'm getting back into things. And obviously that's a big change in my life, a bad change. But 2020 has just been a year, I think, of transition and change for everybody. And so this isn't the only change we're talking about. I think, because of everything that's changing, I feel like I'm kind of reevaluating everything that I'm involved with. And I think that we'll talk about more about this, supporting evidence and all of that. But because of everything I've just said and what we're going to continue to talk about, this is going to be the last episode of Dolls and Donuts. So I would just feel like it's time to do something different. This month is 5 years of the podcast. So we did it for 5 years, October 2015 to October 2020, which is crazy. So we put in a lot of good innings. So, I mean, besides, we're not ending the podcast because my dad passed away, but it's just it was just multiple things. And I want to try to focus on some other projects that have been neglected. And my professional things are coming up for me in the entertainment industry that I really want to focus on too. I think we've put in a bunch of good innings, and I think it's just time to, and the podcast will never, even if we kept doing it, it would be much different for obviously the COVID reasons, and then other reasons that maybe Robin wants to talk about now.
Well, I do want to mention that from my podcast group that I've been in for the past year, which is a Bay Area podcast group. And if anybody is listening who is doing a podcast and would like to be a part of that group, reach out to me and I can connect you, because they're a really supportive group of people that I've been enjoying conversing with. And they mentioned some statistic, and I don't remember it, so this is probably not very useful to bring up, but we are among a very, very slim group of people to have had our podcast last this long. So I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah, I haven't seen any statistics, but I figured that 5 years was a long time to have a podcast keep going. Proud of that.
Me too. And also, I have commitment issues. I don't know if anyone knows this about me, but I start projects and I definitely do not finish them. I am one of those people who is really excited for the planning and the beginning. And I feel like you have had a really good effect on me in the fact that you are really motivating us to keep going. I feel like I might have given up a long time ago if this was just a me project.
Well, this is also, not that it's a bad habit to have on my end, but I'm also a compulsive finisher. And sometimes that's not a good thing. In this case, it was. In this case, it is a good thing. But sometimes I'm oh, you know what? There's this 11 season show I'm watching, and I don't like the first 5 episodes, but I started it. So now I'm going to make myself watch 10 and a half seasons or something like that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So it, sometimes it bites me in the ass, but this was a good one to keep on with.
Are you allowed to talk about any of the fun projects that you have coming up in your future, or are they all secret right now?
You mean work projects or just side this,
yeah.
Side projects? No, nothing secret. No, it's nothing. Well, so the project's similar to something like this. Nothing's new. I just want to focus again on my YouTube channel because I stopped posting on it when my dad got sick. Mm-hmm. So it's been. My dad was diagnosed the week of Thanksgiving, 2018. So it's been almost a year. I have been filming some, but I haven't been posting or anything like that. So I do want to focus on that again because I really do enjoy that, even though it's kind of hard when you are just staying home all the time, obviously, to have stuff to talk about and film and all that. But I do want to focus on that again. And my blog still is needs a complete revamp, and I haven't kept it up I still have stuff I need to put on there, but it has helped that I'm not adding to the pile because I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, that. And then, yeah, I'm working with a producer in LA for like TV development. So that was what I went to school for, and that's finally happening, and that's great. And that's something obviously a priority for my time. So yeah, that's all the stuff.
Is the TV stuff that you're working on vegan related at all, or no?
No.
Okay.
Not this time. I'm just helping people develop their projects. So I'm not coming up with my own. If I was, then it might. And then also another thing is that I've been volunteering for over a year, so I'm still doing all that stuff. But then I'm adding a glioblastoma organization, which is the brain tumor my dad died of. So I'm starting to volunteer with them. So that's another thing that I'm that's going to take up time. So actually I don't have any like vegan projects going on. Well, my blog, I guess my blog. But I want to like give that definitely some more attention. So
nice. And what is your YouTube channel about for people who may not know?
So it's called Dress to Jet, and it's basically like a fashion and travel. Okay. And veganism comes into it because like when I'm buying things or obviously veganism plays big into like what you're wearing. So that is mentioned a lot. And I've done videos on it, like how it plays into, like how veganism plays into what I wear and what I buy. So it's definitely in there because it's part of every part of my life, but it's not specifically a vegan channel. So
yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So it does go hand in hand with your blog though, because it's still travel stuff.
Yeah, which cool. Not happening much of obviously for anybody, but yeah, I kind of want to take this time to like get everything. Because there's other stuff in the back end than just putting stuff out there. I want to like, get the kind of the brand of my YouTube channel and my blog like sorted out and like redo some stuff. All the other stuff you have to do. Yeah. There's a lot than just posting the content. So there's a lot of that stuff I want to pay attention to. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's all the stuff that I kind of hate about blogging. Like I love being in the kitchen and I love creating recipes, but when it comes time to like edit photos and write social media posts and type up the recipes and copy edit, like that's the stuff that I just am like, ugh, I have to get on the computer again, blah. When really I just want to sit in the kitchen and play with food all the time.
I feel like either I'm motivated to do all of it or I'm motivated to do none of it. For me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like either I'm all about all of it. Like I'm like, oh yes, I want to like design a new banner for my this or that. Like or I'm like, I don't want to do anything. So yeah, it's one or the other for me. So.
Yeah. So in addition to us kind of ending this chapter of our vegan activism, I'm also moving out of the Bay, which is kind of huge for me. I think I move all the time. So moving is not a big deal. I move probably every 2 to 3 years, I would say. So I've lived in like a ton of houses in the Bay Area. But this is the very first time in my entire life when I will be buying a house. And it's the first time when I'm like moving out of the Bay Area and into an area where I don't know anyone.
Right, because all those moves were within the same area.
Yes. So I have moved out of the Bay Area before, but it was because I was moving to where my friends were. Do you know what I mean? Like I was following people, following friends, versus now I know nobody where I'm going, which is like a town outside of Sacramento. So I'm going to have to make all new friends during COVID, which will be impossible. And I'm also learning a lot more stuff about like what goes into like housing materials that are like vegan related. So kind of how like you were talking about, it's like impossible for you to have your YouTube channel not be somewhat related to veganism because obviously you're not going to be buying clothes that aren't vegan. And it's the same thing with the house. Like everything that I want to do to the house, everything I want to improve about it, I have to like do all this research now and find out that, oh, weird, some kitchen cabinets aren't vegan.
Well, and like, also it's like your paint blog entry, like times a billion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep, totally. So yeah, there's all these like housing things I never would have thought of as a renter, and have been a renter my whole life. So I definitely never have thought of any of this stuff. So I'm just learning now. And it's a lot of work. Everyone talks about buying houses. And I know people who've bought houses. No one complains about how much work it is. And I'm just like, how are you not complaining about this? I must have read like 200 pages worth of contracts over such a short period of time. It was just terrible.
Yeah, I've heard of people complaining about having the house is a lot of work, like all the upkeep and like, yeah, the doing, you have to, something breaks, well, it's your problem now, right? Mm-hmm. All that, like people complain constantly. I've heard that. But yeah, I haven't heard too much bitching about the buying process.
Yeah, which people should really be more complaining, because then at least I would have been prepared. But that's okay. I'm actually really excited because the town I'm moving to has 3 vegan restaurants, which makes me really happy. And it's not that far from Sacramento, which has so much vegan food. So, and then I'm sure I'll be here visiting tons since my parents are still here and all my friends are here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But then obviously, obviously, even if, COVID aside, doing the podcast, it would be 100% Skype from now on, even if we kept doing it, which is not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. But just a lot of changes. So
yeah, and honestly, the thing that I was always excited about doing the podcast is that it was like our day to hang out. Like we got together and like we tasted food together. Like
for better or worse, we tasted food.
Yeah, and so when COVID started making us do the podcast remotely, I mean, it was still definitely feasible, and you're a technology wizard, so you were able to figure it out. But I was just kind of like, it lost a little bit of something. It lost like that connection that we had by getting together, and I miss that.
I think a lot of people are experiencing that in one way or another.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think it was going to go on this long.
5 years?
I mean, no, I meant the being away from people, the social distancing, and also the 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I never thought about how long it was going to last. I guess I didn't want to set myself up for that.
The disappointment. Yeah.
Okay, but that's pretty much everything. So we have a good episode, like a full good episode. All the regular stuff and then some special stuff too. So it'll be a good last hurrah.
Yeah. All right. So let's dive right in. It's time for Ask Ashley.
That's me.
All right. Tell us what's been going on with the animals.
All right. So for the last Ask Ashley. All right. So both these stories are from vegnews.com. The first one's not good. So just batten down the hatches for that. So the animal rights group Animal Outlook, which used to be Compassion Over Killing, I guess they wanted a softer name, found workers at a California dairy farm called Dick Van Dam Dairy abusing injured cows so much that their milk was pink due to blood.
Oh my God.
And letting baby calves die alongside their mothers. That's only the headline and the subheadline, okay? All right, so, and this dairy farm has been linked to Dean Foods, which is a huge dairy company, even though it just recently filed bankruptcy. And so investigator Aaron Wing found like just a lot of abuse. You can read about it more in the article if you want. So much, like I said, so much so that the cows resulted in pink, basically milk from blood and stuff in their udders. So the dairy farm, like I said, is a supplier of Dairy Farms of America, which produces milk, Dairy Pure, sold at Target, and True Moo. So that's kind of the brands that are associated with this. And they, then the slaughtered cows from this facility also go to the National School Lunch Program. And then also True Moo is a brand that is developed for just for school lunches. So kids are definitely getting the materials, if you want to put it that way, excrements and flesh from this facility. So because of this investigation, the animal advocacy, there we go, group Animal Legal Defense Fund, together with the California Law Group, they filed a lawsuit against the dairy farm demanding it be shut down, and the owners being barred working from animals again. And there is a video linked here. It's not in the article, so don't worry. There's nothing graphic in the article besides the words. But there is a short video from her investigation that's linked out from the article if you want to watch it. I did not watch it. I'm not going to torture myself. I'm already vegan and I'm talking about this and do what I need to do. I can't watch that. So, but it's there and it's important that it's there. So it's there for anybody that needs to see it. And yeah, so that's working its way through the legal process. And yeah, so that's another one of their one of the real good, one of the biggest programs that Compassion Over Killing / Animal Outlook has done over the time. I think they're so effective in their undercover investigations. And I don't know how those investigators do it. I really admire them, because I couldn't deal with it, to see it and document it and then not do something in the moment, let it happen in front of me, knowing that you're going to try to you're going to try to help them after, you know what I mean? Gather the evidence and stuff and not blow your cover. I just couldn't do it. So these people are really special people. So hopefully I'm going to keep an eye on this and see what happens, especially since it's linked to the school lunch program, which is kind of something that in previous investigations, I mean, maybe they have been linked, but I don't think it's been such a direct link to the school lunch program previously. So that is an interesting turn of events for this. So,
and hopefully we'll help it get more exposure because of that too.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is happier. I tried to end on a nice note. So also from Veg News, the headline is Global Competition is searching for vegan women entrepreneur for a $50,000 prize. So the Vegan Women Summit pitch competition will give one woman entrepreneur $10,000 cash prize, $35,000 of branding services, and a membership to WeWork office space and more. So on December 5th, the Vegan Women Summit is hosting the world's first female founder summit. That's a lot of F's. And pitch competition, which is all focused on plant-based innovation. So this is a great opportunity for female entrepreneurs that are either vegan or interested in, have an idea for plant-based innovation to get in on this. Like I said, there's a lot of prizes and kind of some seed money. And they just go on in this article to talk about how the plant-based industry is set to hit $74 billion by 2027. And less than 3% of all investment worldwide goes to female founders, and less than 1% of investment goes towards female founders of color. So they're really getting, trying to fund these really underfunded demographics and also businesses. So yeah, this looks like a great opportunity. And they said that they're going to be, will be accepted all around the world through October 23rd. So this will be up before then. So if someone's listening and has an idea, they can already put it in here. And it'll go from 10 semifinalists and then to 5. And then there will be a selection committee and a final jury panel that will consider the market impact, team experience, growth potential, business model, differentiation, and the value prospect of each pitch. So it's going to be really vetted really highly for this. So this would be a big deal for whoever wins this. And it's great that they're focusing on plant-based innovation for women and women of color. So
that is really cool. I think I can already think of a couple people I might want to forward this to.
Yeah, and the article's in the show notes, and there's a link to the actual Vegan Summit website and all of that. So, yeah, that's a really cool thing there going there. Yeah. So, Robin, what's been happening in the dollhouse?
Ooh, well, the dollhouse was very busy for a while, which is good because now everything at the dollhouse is packed, and there's basically camping at this point. So a couple of months, gosh, it must have been 3 months ago by now. I had a backyard. I think I might have talked about it with you. I had a backyard baby shower that was social distance. It was weird. I mean, I was scared to have it, actually. So we did all these precautions, just like hand sanitizer, and I had bleach wipes, and it was weird for me because I hadn't seen anyone in months, and now I was inviting like 8 people to my backyard. And my backyard is big enough that everyone was able to social distance, and everyone brought their own picnic blanket. So I had to come up with like food items that could be individually served so that nobody had to like, come together for any reason. So I made some individual potato salads and I put them in little punch bowl cups. And the potato salad was pink and blue. I used food coloring. I cheated, but you can just boil potatoes in colored water and it turns the potatoes pretty colors. And then when you put the mayo dressing all over it, it like turns it a really pretty pastel color. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. It's just regular potato salad, though. Everyone thought it was ambrosia salad. Do you know what that is?
I only from Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, okay.
That's my only reference to that I have.
Nice. That's a great reference. I appreciate it. So I made that, and then I also did strawberry ice cream popsicles for that picnic. And those were it's basically just a strawberry ice cream recipe, and then I put it into popsicle molds, which are surprisingly difficult to get out of the molds because it's ice cream instead of a popsicle. People don't realize, but when you run it under water to get your popsicle out, you have to be very careful that you run it under enough that you can get the ice cream popsicle out, but not too much that you're melting the popsicle. It was challenging, let me tell you. But that recipe's up there too. And then I wanted to talk about a recipe that I didn't come up with, but that I made, which is a vegan yak attack recipe, which is Jackie Sobon's blog. And she's been posting a lot of sheet pan recipes. Are you familiar with this?
I did see something go across my Instagram a while ago about how I'd make a sheet pan pancake, and that got my attention.
Of course it did.
Other than that, because you like baked it instead of like put it on a pan, so I was like, oh, because that's the hardest part about making pancakes for me. It's like trying to get them even, and then like they burn, and then the middle's not. It's so hard. That's why I mostly buy them. But yeah, I was like, ooh, I could bake a pancake instead of put on a thing. So and it was a pan. So yeah, I was intrigued.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. I'd like to learn more about that because then you could also decorate it.
And what they did, like they like put some dough down or batter, and then they put like blueberries and raspberries, and then they put more like down. So it was like a pancake cake.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I bookmarked it, so if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Okay, yes, please send it. I think that sounds fun, and then maybe that can be your next birthday. Okay, so the one that I tried was a sheet pan tofu scramble, but there's tons of these sheet pan recipe ideas, which I never even thought about as being a thing. But I mean, I make things in the oven, so I guess it's just like when you're putting a bunch of stuff in a pan in the oven, basically. And since tofu scramble is typically something you make on the stove, it's supposed to be kind of like less effort, right? You can make more for less effort.
So it's like the stove version of a like crock pot or something?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And so the tofu does come out a lot drier than when you make it in the pan on the stove. But she like has a sauce recipe that goes with it, which I ended up not making, and I just put Bragg's liquid aminos on top. But yeah, it was actually really good, and it was low maintenance. Like it was an easy just cut everything up and put it in the oven, then go do something else while it bakes. So I was kind of into it. So I'm going to share that recipe, if that's okay, in the show notes so people can check that out. And then let's see, I posted a pumpkin cake that I had made a year ago for someone's birthday and that I had never posted because now that I can't cook anything, I'm just kind of trying to wrap up recipes that I've just been having sit for a long time. So that's a pumpkin cake with a cream cheese frosting recipe. It's quite good. And then another cake I discovered that also has a cream cheese frosting is hummingbird cake. Do you know what this is?
No.
I had no idea either, but apparently it was very popular in the 70s. It in America. Before that, obviously, it was popular. I think it was invented in Jamaica or somewhere like that. But it got popular in the States in the 70s, and somehow I never had it, which I'm a little upset about. But I made up for lost time by making it like 500 times, and I ate it a really lot, and it's very, very good. It's kind of like a tropical cake, so it's like pineapple and coconut, and it's with a cream cheese frosting, so it's basically delicious. Yeah. And for that one, I actually kind of made a mock cream cheese frosting. So in the past, I've always made cream cheese frosting using vegan cream cheese. But this time, I did more research and looked up the flavors that make cream cheese taste like cream cheese. And so I invented a lower cost cream cheese frosting recipe. And it does taste like cream cheese frosting, and it costs a lot less because buying vegan cream cheese is kind of expensive. So, yeah. So 2 cakes with cream cheese frosting. I have cream cheese frosting on the mind right now. And then I made lemon tartlets, but I made those a long time ago, and I just recently posted it. Which is did I give you some of these? No, it was just this. I think it was just the same lemon curd that was in the cake that I shared with you. Yeah. Yeah, it was just the lemon curd was the same recipe. But anyway, yeah, so I posted the lemon tartlets, which are basically just a lemon bar, but in a cuter shape, I think. And then the last recipe that I've posted lately is for sushi cupcakes, which is not a cupcake at all because you're probably thinking it's a cake, when really I used my cupcake pan to put the seaweed down and then put the rice and the toppings in it. So instead of eating sushi with chopsticks, you're basically picking up this whole thing with your hand that's cupcake shaped, and you eat it like that. And I made really cute ones with like colored rice. And so that is up there too. I don't know how much of a recipe someone needs to make that. It's kind of more of an idea, but they came out really cute. And they're faster than rolling sushi. So I guess it's also kind of a shortcut. I think rolling sushi takes a long time for me. Maybe I'm slow.
I don't know. I've never done it. So
some people also, when they first get started rolling sushi, have a hard time getting it like tight enough, or so this could be a good like shortcut for people who just
well, you probably get better at it the more you do it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So this could be good for people who don't want to invest the time to get better at that. Yeah. So that's what I've been cooking. But I did go out to eat a couple of times to go to the Indigo Burger, which is the new vegan fast food place in Fremont. Have you been?
No, I thought it was further away than Fremont. Oh, that's cool. It's I don't know why I thought it was.
It might be one more city. I think that's called Newark, but
well,
it's actually
yeah, okay. Like, even like I just thought it was like way further away for some reason.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's close. You should go. And they're doing a good job of like following COVID procedures and all of that. And they use the Eclipse foods for their shakes, which I'm very into because the shakes are delicious. And Eclipse is local and a vegan company, which is nice. And then they use Atlas Monroe chicken, which is huge for us in the South Bay because Atlas Monroe chicken is not easy for us to get, considering that they were birthed here. So I highly recommend Indigo, and it's reasonably priced also, which is nice. So you should check it out if you have time. And I wanted to ask you if you've gone to Woodblock yet.
No.
Okay. I have not either, but I'm going to go tonight, so I'm excited about it. They're popping up right now. They don't have a brick and mortar. They're popping up at this place called Baya, I think, and it's in Hayes Valley in San Francisco.
Okay.
But I thought that Matthew Kenny was looking for an actual brick and mortar for it, and that the popping up was just temporary for now until they get a brick and mortar. So anyway, yeah, so I am excited to check out Woodblock. And then Matthew Kenny's also supposed to be opening an Italian restaurant in San Francisco too, right?
I think I've heard something about that.
I haven't seen or heard anything more recent than when we talked about it a few months ago, so I don't know.
That I don't think I heard anything since then.
I wonder what the progress is on that one. But yeah, so I'm going to check out Woodblock tonight. I'll update you. Okay, Wagger Whimper is where we talk about something vegan that we tried for the first time, and we tell you if it made us Wagger Whimper.
Okay, so I have 3. Do you want me to just do all mine, or do you want to rotate? Do you want to go back?
No, you go.
Okay. So as we talked, I think we talked about it on the podcast. I can't remember. But Gardein came out with these soups. And I think I tried more than one, but this one I just remember. This is the one I remembered when I tried it to put on the list. So I tried the Minestrone and Saus'ge soup, and it's very good. But it tastes very good. I don't think because the thing with soup is the sodium, right? I don't think was insanely high. Honestly, I cannot remember because this was quite a while ago. But I guess I can go to the link there. But anyway, it was very good. But it was not my only annoyance would be that it was a lot watery, way more liquid heavy than the minestrone and the sausage and whatever else was in there. Of course, you look at the picture on the front and it looks like it's so full of all this not the broth or whatever, but it's definitely way more liquidy than you would think. So there's a lot less of the sausage, the noodle, and the vegetables in there than you are led to believe on the label or on the thing.
Is it half and half? Standard for a minestrone, though, right? It's a very broth-heavy soup.
But even the other ones, I've tried other ones. I'm not gonna talk about them because I don't remember. But they all were pretty
Okay.
It was
that's just their
2
thing.
cans. The picture on the front is 2 cans. You'd have to have 2 cans full to get that amount of substance. So that was a bit annoying. But it tasted good. It was good, and they're good to just have them up in the, have them up there for whatever, sometime when you need a quick lunch or something fell through and you need something. So they're good to have up there. So the Gardein plant-based minestrone and sausage soup made me wag.
Nice.
Okay. And now this one, because we don't have I don't even know where the nearest Aldi is. I don't think we even have them at all around here.
I would have thought it was a British store if you wouldn't have said, do we have them around here?
I think it's German initially.
Oh.
Let me see. Aldi near me. I grew up going to them because we had one right down the street from my house. Store locator. Let's see. I want to see if there's any near us. Okay, let's see. So yeah, there's some in Fresno, and then going on down Bakersfield, and there's a bunch in LA, but we don't have any in the Bay Area. None Sacramento area, none on the peninsula, or none by Gilroy or anything like that. Okay, so nowhere really close. So it's a really cheap, good store. Like I said, I grew up going there. It's a really good one. Good one to have close to you. But anyway, my sister lives in Ohio, and I've been spending time there. When I was there for my dad's, when my dad died and his funeral and everything, my sister, we had spaghetti meatballs, and so they have vegan meatballs now. And so we had spaghetti meatballs with the vegan meatballs, and they were really good.
And it's a store brand vegan meatball?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's their brand. And yeah, they were just, they're just meatballs, right? But they were just really good. And they weren't they were realistic enough that they were reminiscent, because I didn't, besides a meatball sub somewhere, I never have vegan meatballs in spaghetti. You know what I mean? I never really have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nostalgic for me. And they were really good. And I was like, man, I wish I could get these at home. So they were back in all these, get them when I go home and visit, and for cooking in or whatever. So yeah, the Aldi vegan meatballs made me wag.
Oh.
Yeah, those are really good. My sister always told me how good they were, and then we actually made she bought them when I was there, because they have them anyway. All right, so something I tried recently was, we had talked about a different flavor of this in a previous Swagger Whimper, but I tried a different one. So the CoolHaus vegan ice cream sandwiches. So I tried the Cookie Dough Lyfe one.
Oh yeah, I've been eating the cookies and cream one because it's the one with the chocolate cookie. I think the Cookie Dough Lyfe doesn't have the chocolate cookie, right?
It's not chocolate cookie, yeah.
Yeah. I've been eating those like crazy because they're like half price at Whole Foods right now.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like I really wanted something sweet. I was like having I just wanted like a cake or a cupcake or an ice cream, like a whole pint. And I was like, well, I gotta like rein it in a bit. So I was like, okay, well, that's a cookie and ice cream, and it's like, one side, like, one person serving or whatever. So I got one of those, and it was just enough. So yeah, it was really good. I love cookie dough. It was delicious. No complaints. I mean, the other one, the Tahitian vanilla one that Matt had gotten in the past a long time ago, and I had taken a bite of it just so I could say I had tried it, was really good. But I definitely preferred the cookie dough. So
yeah, of course.
It was
vanilla.
It was really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that, Wag. Those CoolHaus sandwiches are so delicious. I wasn't super into the mint one, which was the first one I tried, because I usually love mint chip, but they use actual mint and not mint extract, and I think I only like poor people mint chip. Yeah, steer clear of that.
If mint's the only option, I'll take it, but I usually don't pick mint over other options, so.
Yeah, stick with your cookie dough one. I'm sure it's delicious.
It's really good. So the CoolHaus Cookie Dough Lyfe sandwich and / cookies and cream made us wag. Okay, those are all my things.
Okay, well, I have another ice cream related one to add. So have you heard of Brave Robot?
No.
Okay. I did not know that much about them, but they do this like giveaway on Fridays. It's like Free Pint Friday, I think they call it. And if you follow them on Instagram. And so Scott won like multiple pints of ice cream. Which for me, if I had won multiple pints of ice cream, I would have just eaten them all in like 2 days and then they'd be gone and then it'd be great. But Scott somehow has this like remarkable willpower that's like a superpower. And he saved me one. And it was like really good. I mean, like it tasted as good as the Van Leeuwen vegan ice cream. But here's the weird part. So I was so excited, and I read the pint and it's confusing. So it says it's vegan, but it also says that it uses a real milk protein or something weird like that. And so I was like, I'm so confused. Is this vegan? And I had a whole conversation with my friend about it. And then I went on their website and they have like an FAQ about it. But I think what they're doing is similar to what Impossible Foods does. So they're like creating it in a lab, but they're using, I don't know. It's confusing. Can you explain it to me?
No, I have no idea what's going on.
Well, like, you know how Impossible Foods makes their meat, right?
Do I? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either. So anyway, if you're like a really militant vegan or squeamish about stuff, look into it before you try it. That's all I'm going to say. It is really, really, really good. It tastes like dairy ice cream, from what I remember dairy ice cream tasting like. It's been a long time. But it does definitely say on there that if you have a dairy allergy, you can't eat it.
Well, I mean, that kind of tells you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's confusing, right? So it's like they create a enzyme.
Perfect Day is a food technology company based in Emeryville. that has developed processing and creating the process of creating dairy proteins, including casein and whey, by fermentation rather than in microflora rather than the typical extraction of protein from bovine milk.
So isn't that weird? They're like creating the same thing.
So they're creating casein and whey, but it's not coming from animals. So,
yeah.
Okay, well.
Which I think is what Impossible does with meat.
From just that, I mean, obviously I would like to do more research than just this paragraph on Google. But from what I understand, that seems okay. I mean, like, it's just like how they create, whatever, other things that, like B12 and other things that are just not from animals.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking too when I read the FAQ. I was like, so it's like nooch? Like in my mind, I was thinking that.
Yeah. So if you had it, because if they're still making, whether it comes from a lab or a cow, if you have an allergic reaction to it, that's not going to change. The source isn't going to change. Like, the source doesn't matter if you're allergic to it. Mm-hmm. Probably. Right. I mean, maybe for some people it does. So that's probably why they say if you have a dairy allergy, you can't take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cleared it up a little bit for me. But yeah, that's not totally... I mean, they say all over it's animal free and not without it's without a single cow. And yeah, I mean, this is the way of things are going. So they have to definitely find a way where they can make it understandable for people, because it definitely makes you pause for sure.
Yeah, it made me pause a lot, but it was just so good. So anyway, I'm definitely going to say the Brave Robot ice cream made me wag. But I also am going to put that little caveat that if you are vegan for health reasons, you might not want to have any.
Right, that's interesting. I don't know if I need that. I don't know if I need real whey and real casein. Like, I don't know if I would just, like, I don't know if I need that in my life. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I need it either, because I do think there are other ice creams that taste really close to as good as this does. But this is definitely the one you want to bring to your, like, muggle parties for sure.
Right. Okay. It's the way we're going to see more and more of this as time goes on for sure.
Yeah, probably. They have a really cute Instagram too. So if you do want to try it out without spending money on it and you want to try to win it on Friday, you should follow them. Okay, so what's next?
So we're going to do a little special thing, which is kind of going over a few of our favorite moments from Dolls and Donuts. So we've got, I think, 6. Or we've got a few, anyway, that we're going to go over.
5 years worth, you guys.
Yeah. You think we don't have that many. I don't think you want to hear all the 5 years worth of things that we came up with. But, okay. So the first one that we're going to talk about, we're going to go from most recent to the earliest episodes. The first one is from episode 47, and this is where we talk about, not for the first time and not for the last time, I'm sure, my obsession with pancakes. So let's take a listen.
So we got there, and of course they had like 15 pancakes. I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do with this. So, but I narrowed it down to like 3, and then I asked the waitress. I was like, help me! I love pancakes so much. I don't know which one to get. So she recommended getting the cookie dough pancakes, and they were.
Also, though, they should have a pancake sampler.
Like a pancake flight.
Yes.
Oh my god, I would die for a pancake flight. From anywhere, I don't even care. Oh my god.
Okay,
they had mac and cheese ones. They had
your next birthday. We're doing a fucking pancake flight.
Oh my god, it'd be amazing. Oh my god.
Yes.
I just saw another. Salt and Straw does an ice cream flight.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So it's like, not vegan.
No, but they do. Like, flights are coming all kinds of different shapes and forms.
I do love a good flight.
So pancake flight. I gotta have it in my life now.
Not to be confused with a airline flight that just serves pancakes.
Or a pancake being thrown like a frisbee.
Oh my god, it can be so
pancake flight.
Woo!
But
also, I feel like you would be on board for any of these
I would catch that like a dog. I'd be like, in midair.
Actually, you don't get the pancake unless you catch it.
No hands. Oh, one try. I would immediately become like an Olympian. I'd be like training. It would be like a Rocky montage.
I mean,
getting
that's
ready
why
for
you've
it,
been
lifting pancakes,
exercising for the past few
above my
years,
head,
right?
like deadlifting pancakes to get ready. Anyway, so I can't.
Oh my, yeah, wow. Listening that back is startling.
I think that this is, if we could couple this pancake flight idea with the competition, the like women entrepreneur $50,000 prize thing, if we could get somebody to make this happen, I think it could be a winning idea.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's true. I stand by everything I said, but it's all true. I'm not ashamed of it. But yeah, I love them. I can't help myself.
And we didn't do it for your birthday.
No, but we did do like not for my birthday, but we did do, I think, was it after? Maybe it was around this time. I can't remember that pancake night at your house.
Oh yeah, we did pancake night, and then I made you a stack of Earl Grey.
That's right.
Pancakes, but I totally forgot about the flight until just now when we re-listened. All right, next time. Something
to look forward to. Since we don't have much else at the moment, but yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny to me. Oh god. See how my mind runs? My imagination runs wild when we're talking about pancakes. All of a sudden, it was a Rocky montage with working out with pancakes. I mean, for God's sakes. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, that was that was really funny. Okay. So a couple of these I have not listened to. I'm listening to them again for the first time because some of these ones Robin found. So this is fresh reactions. Okay. So the next one is episode 46, where we talk about mozzarella sticks and day drinking. I don't even remember this, so we'll see what this is like. Okay, let me go back and find 46.
Oh, the mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah, where were they from?
They were from Nodo. So Nodo had some fried mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, this is the first thing we had.
Yeah.
10 a.m. fried mozzarella sticks.
It's like our version of 10 a.m. drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere, mozzarella time. Or it's 5 o'clock. 12 o'clock. I don't drink, so I don't even know how drinkers like justify their midday drinking or their AM drinking. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I was like, yeah, 12. Yeah. It's in the PM. It's fine.
It's not AM drinking, so it's fine. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so you can have your mozzarella sticks. But
oh yeah, Kimmy got seconds of the.
She got
mozzarella
seconds.
sticks.
Yeah,
That's
I was
how good
gonna
they
go
were.
back and get a second corn dog, but I decided to try that fried chicken.
I'm so glad
I did. Yeah, and everybody got to kind of try it because me and Lizzie were like, "What? This is so much."
It was also served really cute. Like it had a little like heart toothpick.
Yeah, we will compose
adorbs
on.
Okay, I think we moved on to the chicken after that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so that was referring to when we all went to Portland for the Vegan Food Fest there. And yeah, first thing, right out of bed, mozzarella sticks.
I think we did it right.
Yeah. And
no
then,
regrets.
Oh my god, yeah. Those we ate so much there. I remember that we went somewhere else in the evening and I was like, I can literally only eat a salad. Like I couldn't eat the rest of the day. And like I was like, I probably should eat something, but I was like, I couldn't even like look at food. So I just had a salad at the end of the day. Because I packed in so much. Oh my god.
I mean, we're professionals, so
I try to be, but yeah. So I guess I knew how like day drinkers felt, like trying to justify it, being a little ashamed, like maybe hiding it in like like in an orange juice or I don't know, some other kind of juice, carrot juice, whatever, tomato juice, whatever your juice of choice, But I'm just having a mozzarella stick hidden somewhere. Like, I don't know. What breakfast food could you hide a mozzarella stick in?
Oh my gosh, anything. What about an omelet?
Yeah, you could. It would be a little bit. Yeah, you could. I'm thinking if you ate it with your hand. I'm thinking like a mozzarella stick in your bare hand with an omelet wrapped around it. Like, I think that would attract more attention than not. So, yeah, that was a fun trip and a fun day. Okay, So the next one is episode 34. And the little note here is vegan cheese for baby birds. I don't remember anything about this, so this will be fun. Right, let's see. Episode 34. 34. Oh, the name of this episode? Okay. It's coming back to me. Hugs from middle-aged men. Is that Kimmy going and hugging that creepy-ass free hugs guy? That's what that name was. Okay.
They must have a nice pizza oven because the pizza crust came out good, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. But here's the funny thing about this place is I asked, well, what kind of cheese do you use? Because, of course, I'm not a fan of certain kinds of vegan cheeses. And they were like, oh, cashew cheese. And I'm like, great, I love cashew cheese. I'm in. Sign me up. Give me whatever you got. And it comes out, and it looks like they took a cashew and chewed it up and spit it on my pizza.
There was cashew pulp. Cashew parmesan. You didn't read on the menu that it said this is like specialized for baby birds?
I didn't catch that. But
And this is a not all vegan place, by the way. They had a lot of vegan options.
yes.
Yeah. So I got the Kenny's.
Baby birds.
There we go. It's all coming back to me now. Oh my god. Yeah. Did it taste good? It just looked unappetizing.
It tasted fine. It was weird. It was just like you're saying it. It was like I felt like a baby bird. I felt like they were the mama bird and they decided that they were going to chew up my food for me first before I had it.
I felt taken care of. I felt like thought of. I feel like seen. Because I want to they're taking care of me. They're helping my digestive system out.
Yeah, I don't want to expend that energy chewing my own food. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Let them take care of you, Robin. You're on vacation. What do you expect? Chew your own food when you get home to your real life. Yeah, so that was when we went to Ojai, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, right. I love how a lot of these moments are coming back from our group trips, which are always fun. And fun to put on the podcast and relive and get everybody's thoughts and everything. Those were fun. Okay, so the next one is episode 29. Donuts are better than pants is the note here. Okay, so let's see. Episode 29. I'm going to go about 32 minutes. I'll do a little bit before just so we... Okay, let's see.
That's savory. I'm sweet.
It's nice to have both because then you can taste each other's.
Yeah.
Because I always want like a bite of the sweet thing.
You can have half a bite of my sweet thing. The rest is for me.
And he's okay with it.
Well, sometimes we share a third thing
in the
middle. That we get 50-50.
I always think I can do a third thing. Like when last time we went to dinner at Apple and I was like, oh, we'll get this other thing and we'll share it. I can't. I just can't
Then
always
you just get another dinner later. You take it.
Yeah, exactly. It always has to be for later.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it's Valentine week, everyone in Oakland is making heart-shaped donuts, you guys.
I don't know. It's all over the place.
It's the best. It's so great. So Timeless had heart-shaped strawberry and raspberry donuts. And Vegan Donut Gelato had a heart-shaped Boston cream donut.
I haven't even had donuts for a while, I feel like.
It's because you're trying to be good. I have donuts in my kitchen if you would like some.
We
gotta go.
Damn it.
Podcast over, bye.
Damn it. They haven't been exposed lately.
Yeah.
I guess I'm
some
exposed now.
Some exposure over here.
I thought I felt like somebody was watching me from that kitchen doorway. It's those fucking donuts.
Did you hear them whispering to you?
Yeah, like,
whispering sweet nothings.
I'm filled with goodness and carbs. You don't need to fit into your pants. Pants are for losers. And then
that's why I don't want pants.
And then the next thing you know, I'm picked up by the police walking down your street with donut smear on my face and my underwear, just like a zombie walking down the street. That's where it ends up.
The police would never. I would come and rescue you before that happened.
Here's your pants, Ashley. if you put your pants on, I'll give you another donut, and then you might.
That's how I get everyone to get dressed.
Yeah. The donut on a little string, and like, you go.
Well, now you know what.
The situations that I imagine myself into when it comes to sweet foods, I just...
Yes.
Seeing them all compiled here, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, your imagination has been wasted on this podcast. You could have done so much with it.
Oh my God. The things I just think of when I'm like, oh, if I eat this is what's going to happen. It's a slippery slope to walking down your street in my underwear with like powdered sugar all over my face in a daze. A sugar crash. Oh my God. Oh boy. Yeah.
So you're like sitting in your jail cell and like the woman next to you is like, so what are you in for? And you're like, I had to have a donut. It all started with a donut.
And now I'm thinking like, when was the last time because Dan and I said, oh, I haven't done it in a while. I'm like, when was the last time I had a donut now? I can't remember the last time I had a donut.
Well, you know that where I'm moving, they make star-shaped vegan donuts. So I think you might have to indulge.
I think it was the Vegan Donut Co. in Cleveland was the last donuts I had, I think. Yeah. And they are delish. Sometime during quarantine, like the word got out about them. And now there's a line down the block before they open every single.
Oh my goodness. It was probably us.
I'm really glad. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm really glad. But I'm like, yeah, on Instagram, they like walk down and everyone's waving. I'm like, hey, we're about to open or whatever. And it's really good. Because it's owned by two sisters, two women of color. So it's great. And it's a vegan business. So it's like really great. I'm really happy to see them. They never like been in there twice. And they were never like, they seemed like they were always doing well. But I've never seen like lines constantly. You know what I mean? So yeah. I was really happy to see that. So, yeah, that was probably the last donut I had now. So, been too long. So, maybe I'll get myself hopped up and start walking around my underwear. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So, the next one is from episode 28, and the note is animal romance. Okay. All right. Episode 28.
That you usually let them know you're coming, right?
Yeah, because Family Donuts only does vegan donuts on the weekends, and I'm usually stopping through there on a Friday.
Right, so they'll have them ready for you if you want.
Yeah, so they'll do vegan donuts special order for anyone as long as you order them a couple days ahead of time and as long as you get a minimum of a dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. And I love them, and that's my favorite. They're like chocolate glazed with the cream inside are like my favorite kind of donut forever. So
my mouth is watering again. I'm ready for Austin. I'm ready to stuff my face of all the good stuff.
Oh, you really are gonna too. I hope you eat a lot for me too. And I always stop at that chicken park on my way. Which I call it Chicken Park, but it's not called Chicken Park. It's just a park that has chickens. And I started looking it up on the internet because I was like, why does this park just have chickens? And I found out that I guess in the city of Fair Oaks, which is like a suburb of Sacramento, which is where the Family Donuts is, you're allowed to have like a lot of backyard chickens, I guess.
So they just go for a walk?
No, people dump them when they stop laying eggs.
Oh.
And so the town is like overrun with wild chickens. I know. So anyway, I got close enough to one. I was kind of like feeding them sunflower seeds, and I was like moving the seed piles closer and closer until they were close enough so I could pet one. But then he like turned and looked at me, and he like basically said, "Don't try that again." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "It's fine. I only wanted to do it once, and I did it." But that was like super fun.
You're like, hey, chicken, there's no such thing as a free lunch. You better let me pet you. No more seeds for you.
I know. I mean, it's so much more fun to visit animals when you can feed them, I think. Because then I feel like I'm giving them something and they're not just giving me
in return.
Yeah. I don't know. And then
Find
they
your love
come
with
closer.
treats.
Yeah, basically. I hate that with dogs, though. If I see a dog, like, on the sidewalk and all it wants me for is food, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not one of those people who carries dog treats in my pockets.
No.
I want the dog to love me just for me.
Dog.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that chicken park. I always tell people about that, the Bunny Island that you went to.
Oh, yeah.
That's another kind of similar romance situation between you and either, a chicken or a rabbit or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
I tell people about that.
I also lure dudes the same way with food, by the way.
A bit closer and closer. You're like, hi, I'm Robin.
Yeah. Hi, do you want this cupcake? Oh, it's on my lap. Weird.
But yeah, I forgot about that. That's so sad that they just like dump them and then just are like hanging out in the park. That's sad. But it's nice people come and visit them.
Yeah, it does make for a more pleasant park experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's cool. And you were just talking about that place. And then we just
because of donuts.
We came back to it. Yeah. Everything comes back to everything else. Okay. So the last one is from episode 9. And again, this is actually our first episode that we went somewhere, like Dolls and Donuts on tour. This was the first time we ever did it. We went to the Portland Vegan Beer and Food Fest. And when we talked to Courtney recently, who we met in person there, I know that you had kind of like been internet friends with her previously, I think. Mm-hmm. We just talked to her again, like last episode, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It feels like so long ago now. We were talking about that, and she said, it was 4 years ago. And we were like, how long ago was that? But this episode was like 2016, so quite a while ago. But this is when we discovered a favorite new kombucha.
Fruity ones like strawberry and citrus hops, which was a good flavor, surprisingly. But yeah, we did try a lot of them.
So then, when
the clouds parted and the sun came down and illuminated one kombucha table, it was the one.
Just when we thought we knew everything there was to know about the best kombucha out there, we tasted
HUMM is the name of the company, so HUMM.
And the flavor, the magical unicorn flavor of the day was...
It was actually probably unicorn urine. That's how it was magical. No! That's not meant to turn anyone off. That's supposed to excite people. I want to run out and try the magical unicorn urine. That's also being bottled and labeled as coconut lime. Coconut water
lime.
That's lime. Yeah.
So it tasted like coconut water with a hint of lime.
Yeah, but was it actually kombucha?
It was actually kombucha.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. Skills.
Yeah.
Kombucha skills right there.
You could have told, yeah. It was like a hybrid or something.
It definitely didn't taste like kombucha. It tasted like coconut water, and it was.
It had the carbonation of.
Yes,
because coconut water isn't carbonated.
Right, but kombucha is usually more carbonated. It was kind of like a subtle. It was like in between, right?
Yeah, so it was carbonated coconut water with lime in it.
It was a mashup.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good. And all the flavors that they had there seemed good. I only tried the 2, and I also loved the pomegranate lemonade. That was very good too.
It looked really good, but I couldn't stop drinking the coconut lime.
It was all you could drink, so you could have had one and then gone back for the other one.
I could have, but we didn't discover them till the end.
I know.
And we sat right by that booth so that we could just keep refilling.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far. You don't want to get away too far. Right there, it's convenient to turn around and be like, more please. Please, sir, can I have some more? And they're like, more? Sure. How about you want?
Okay.
That Oliver reference is hilarious.
I do it so often. You'd be surprised how often I like pull that out. I literally just did it the other day, and now I can't remember in what. Oh yeah, I was FaceTiming with my niece, and she was like eating in her little high chair, and she kept like banging on her thing for more food, like on her little like tray. She's like, "Want more food?" And I did. So that was like a few days ago. So I that's a classic Ashley like one to put out. I don't know why. I love that musical growing up, so maybe that's why. But yeah. That was a fun day, and discovering Hum. It was a miracle and a tragedy because we discovered it, eating and drinking like crazy all day, and then we finally found that, and it's like you could only enjoy it so much before you like had to go in the corner and vomit to come back. You know what I mean? Because you were already so like at your limit with like just the capacity, and then like we found it, but we like found room for it. It was so good. And I've seen Hum. That was like my first interaction with it, both of us. And then you see it now; it's really like boomed. It seems so. It's great to see, even within the 4 years.
I've definitely seen it a lot since then, and it's still my favorite. I still haven't found a kombucha that I like more than that.
Yeah, that was super delicious, and we were very excited about it.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, so that was fun.
That just goes to show, after all of this, that we can get drunk on mozzarella sticks. We can get drunk on kombucha.
Pancakes, cheese. Well, no, the cheese was a bad experience, so no. Donuts. Not the baby bird cheese. Other cheeses maybe, but
yeah, we're cheap dates.
Yeah, so that was fun. That was a nice walk down memory lane because we have so many episodes and like they're pretty much an hour each, give or take. And so you don't remember all of them, like all the funny moments and stuff. So that was a nice walk down memory lane.
Yeah, I think it was a good way to close this out.
Yeah. So I guess we don't need to do our normal closing. So I just kind of don't want to. I just want to say like a little thank you to everybody, and then you could say whatever you want, and then that could be the end, I guess, because we don't need to leave us reviews.
Yeah.
And I also want to like address like the episodes, like where they're going to be and how long they're going to be, places too. So I'll just say that first if you want, and then you can finish up. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all we had planned for the last episode. Just like some housekeeping things. Though, the episodes will be on YouTube for indefinitely, as long as I don't know, YouTube's around. They're up there. They're not going anywhere. So you can always enjoy them there. They'll be on iTunes until around April 2021. So you still have plenty of time that if you discovered it today or you're hearing this last episode, plenty of time to catch up, or if you're behind or whatever like that. They're not going to disappear like by the end of the year or anything. So you have some time. But after that, Robin and I don't want to like pay indefinitely to keep them on iTunes because we have to pay for the hosting. So thankfully YouTube they host them themselves. Those all the videos you watch on YouTube are hosted on YouTube. So after April, they will be gone on iTunes, but they will remain on iTunes. So, YouTube. If you're not confused yet, you are now. So you can enjoy them there, no problem. I just wanted to say thank you for listening over the past 5 years. Like, thank you to everybody we interviewed. We had great interviews over the years, and everybody was so gracious and nice to come on and talk to about their project or their company or their organization or their anything that they had going on. So that was always really nice when we got to talk to someone about something that they were passionate about, and we got to hopefully get the word out for them and learn something. So thank you for everybody that did that. And so thanks for listening for all this time.
Yeah, and don't be strangers. We want to hang out with you on Instagram still.
Yeah, we're not like going anywhere. We're still gonna be around.
If anything, my life is probably gonna get less busy because I'm moving out of the Bay Area, so I'm gonna need you guys to talk to me on Instagram.
Yeah, I have no idea what my life's gonna work. If it's gonna get more busy or less busy. I mean, it's like I have a lot more going on, but at the same time, quarantine is still a thing. So who knows? I just can't gauge at this point. It's typical 2020, right?
Yeah. Well, it was a good run, you guys. Thanks for sticking with us through all of it.
Yeah, we hope you learned something, and I know people did, because like honestly, like when I was going through the earlier episodes to find like some clips that might be interesting, like I did on YouTube, and like saw my dad comment on a few, and he was always told me that like the podcast like really made him think outside the box, because he was a middle-aged dad from the Midwest, right? So you can imagine his diet was very typical of someone growing up in that area. but it really made him like pause and think. So I know we've had an impact on people, at least one. So, and I'm sure it's more than that. But yeah, that was important to me that we did that. So yeah.
Yeah. Yay. Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah, thanks, Robin, for co-hosting with me all these years and through all the technical difficulties and everything. I mean, we've had some crazy things happen with this podcast moving over to different hostings and oh my gosh, everything. Okay, thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Dolls and donuts. We are two dolls. We like animals. As a bonus, we eat donuts.